It is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it is Sketch a Sunday. So today's sketch is from Jessica. It starts with an S. I believe it's the same person who was on the I'm drawing a blank. I forget. It'll come to me. But fabulous, sweet person. So love this sketch. Super cool. It's definitely a different style where you have decoration up in the top and then decoration at the bottom, and then the middle is kind of by itself. Now, of course, that's not what I'm doing, but I am going to get the two smaller photos up in the top right-hand corner. And I have two kind of pre-made mixed media backgrounds that I'm trying to decide from. I was trying to decide if I was going to go with this lighter blue that, was a little more subtle to go with the sketch a little bit better, or if I was going to do this one that I just recently made. And if I think about it, maybe I'll link. I did like a little just backgrounds of Shimmer's backgrounds. And so I did this one. So there is actually a process video, so you can see how this was made. It's just the packaging technique, honestly, and some splatters. So I'm going to do this for my background. And then I needed to get that banner piece. So I pulled this piece out of my scrap bin. And the reason I decided to go with this is because of this die cut piece right here. That's blue and kind of corally. So that's going to be my color scheme for this layout. And so I knew I wanted to use that because my husband was snorkeling, and while he was snorkeling, I was sitting on the beach. So I have a picture of him before he gets in the water, and then a picture of him snorkeling, and then I have a picture of my toes. So I trimmed down both, and then I had to find a circle that was more of the right size. I didn't have anything in my craft room. My bowls are actually a little too big. So I found this plastic container, and that's what I'm going to use for that circle element. But I did decide my banner was a little thick. So I'm going to trim it down, and I'm actually going to use the pieces that I trimmed off as matting for the photo down in the lower hand corner. So I felt like I needed a little bit of matting on my photos, but I didn't want anything that was like in your face. I didn't actually want to bring in any more pattern paper. I know, crazy, right? So I went ahead and grabbed this piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to mat all three of my photos. Now, I realized that one of these smaller photos, I obviously did not cut the same size, but that's okay. I just trim it off, and I don't think it's super noticeable. So I'm going to go ahead and do these small little mats. Now, I've had this trimmer for a really long time, and I have seen Sandy's new trimmer, and I think it's the first trimmer that I'm kind of thinking, okay, after 18 years of scrapbooking with this trimmer, I might try a different one. So I can't decide. So we'll see. We'll see if it happens. So I decided instead of a pen to use this pencil. And the logic behind that is the fact that I couldn't find a pen. And I only had this pencil sitting on my desk. So that is the one I'm going to use. So I do a full circle, then I shift the Tupperware a little bit, and then I shift it again for a third time to get kind of three little kind of sketchy-ish circles. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my photos down, and my ephemera piece that was the piece that kind of inspired the whole layout of what I was going to document. And then these are those two cutoff pieces you see here, and I'm just going to attach them to the sides. I want to bring that color down to the bottom as well. Originally, I was going to take the cutoff piece from the banner, but it was kind of an ombre, and so it was much pinker, much more pink, and I didn't think I actually wanted that pink color. I wanted more of that corally color. So here I get a little bit of adhesive on my photo, but it's not super noticeable. So I'm going to try and get at least the biggest chunk off that I can, and then call it good. So I have my three my three photos down. I'm going to use this Explore as my title. And I went ahead and cut it out of the packaging because I wasn't quite sure where I wanted it to go. So I left it on the packaging so I could kind of move it around and play with it a little bit before I make a decision. And then I'm going to go through the sticker sheet. I'm going to pull out a word sticker that says sunshine and good vibes. I'm going to pull a sunshine and a geotag that says love. I'm also going to pull this cute little butterfly. And then I'm going to go through the die cuts. Oh, I did like these sunglasses, but ultimately I put them back on the sticker sheet. I figure I'm sure I had my sunglasses on and it totally could have worked, but I just felt like, yeah, that's okay. So I'm going to pull in a couple of florals and a heart. And I really like this big pink floral, but I really didn't want to introduce the green. Like the green was bothering me and I don't know why. Like honestly, just add a little green up at the top. Like it's not really that big of a deal, but for some reason I was having an issue with it, and so I am going to actually cut those leaves off. Now I will save them because I cut them off fairly nicely so they can be tucked in embellishment clusters and stuff in the future. But I was just not feeling the green on this layout for some reason. So I'm going to cut both of them off, and then I'm going to tuck it in behind that lower photo there. So you can see in the sketch that's where there is a bunch of florals and the title is supposed to be down there, but my title is going to go up at the top. And I did move that floral over to the other floral, so they were kind of in a little bit more of a cluster. And then I'm going to pull off my title and go ahead and stick that down. And then I think I'm just going to finish it off with some sequins. So I have this Tropical Breeze sequin set that's almost done, and I used it on a previous layout and had just a pile of them still sitting on my glass mat. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to use the sequins that are on my glass mat. Why are they not in my pineapple dish? I don't know, but they're not. So instead, I'm just going to put a few drops of Nuvo Deluxe adhesive and scatter those about. And of course, the butterfly needs some rainbow trails, so that has to happen. And then I'm going to add a couple to that top cluster as well. They are mainly kind of that corally, and then I have the tiny ones are blue, and then there's kind of some kind of yellow, like that floral down at the bottom, and those are my butterfly trails. I was trying to decide if I needed another floral up there at the top because there are florals in the sketch. The only thing that I missed was a tag. I think a tag would actually look pretty good up there as well. But I am happy with the way it looks, so I am just going to go with it. So I'm going to call this layout done for my Hawaii album, and that is going to do it for me. Make sure you check out the description box below to see who all is playing along today, and remember to wear your crown. And we'll see you next week. Bye.